This your boy Platinum Tone, man. I ran into a downtown Pittsburgh. They having a rally for Jena, yo. This is crazy. The movement is spreading. Check it out. Look who I see. This guy.
What's Tone?
And free political prisoners like So the question before us today is how do we mobilize to defend 6 black boys in Louisiana, and how do we broaden that struggle to defend the victims of state-sanctioned racism and violence right here? And I think an excellent place to begin would be to organize a coalition of anti-racist activists that include university students and citizens from Pittsburgh communities. And I think that we should make this a multiracial coalition, because there's not one ordinary working person who benefits from this system of racism.
Yeah!
What I'm talking about, again, fighting against the death penalties, building a coalition of anti-racist fighters, demanding justice in New Orleans, demanding justice for the Jena 6, and demanding that the police stop targeting black people here. This is all within our reach. We can do this. The question is, how do we organize? We need organized, dedicated fighters to win it. That's what we need. If we have organization and people who are ready and willing to fight against this system, we will win this. And I call on every one of you to be those fighters. So thank you for coming out here today. We're going to have another speaker. Thank you,
How y'all doing today? I want to acknowledge our young brothers and sisters, because we are the future right here. We are the future, and without us, this cannot continue. So we must set our roots in the soil. We cannot just talk and just sit around here, act like there's nothing going on. We gotta stick together. We can't just talk stuff. We gotta be stuff. That's why we do that now with a safe organization. I want to acknowledge all of our young high school students, because and we gotta stick together. That's all I got to say.
Excuse me, I want to get a shot.
Wow. How y'all doing today? I can't even tell y'all how beautiful y'all look today and how proud of y'all I am for coming out here today. You know, this is your day. you know, y'all, the future really belongs to you. You know, it doesn't belong to people with gray hair. So I've been waiting for the day that young people decided to take their own future into their own hands. And today is today. A few things that have been lost in this case of Jena, it's, you know, everybody's just building it up as a case against black versus white, but that's not really true. It's a case of criminal justice system gone crazy. You know, a lot of people are suggesting that maybe the white children of Jena should have been had the same kind of sentences brought down against them, but I'm sorry, I don't agree. I don't believe that anybody's child should be sentenced to 22 years for a high school fight. So don't let rich people who are controlling this country continue to drop crumbs off the table and tell us young black and white people to fight for the crumbs. The longer they keep you fighting over the crumbs, you'll never look up and see who's dropping them. So it's really not just an issue of black against white, it's an issue about green. And y'all better understand that, it's an issue of green. And I want y'all to know, you know, I went down to Jena with a few of my friends that are here today that weren't my friends before I jumped in the car and drove down to Jena with them. I see my man Brett and Ruth, they're here. Please raise your hand. They went down to Jena with us, you know what I'm saying? And we learned a lot about this case that's not being put out there in the media. But one thing we really learned is that we didn't have to travel 1,100 miles to find victims of the criminal justice system. There's plenty of racism, white supremacy to go around right here in Pittsburgh. And we should all know also that not only is Mamiya in prison less than 45 minutes from this spot where we stand right now, but he's fighting for his life, and the Third Circuit Court is getting ready to put down whether he's going to live or die. So, you know, nobody died in Jena, but everybody's excited. Nobody's doing these kind of movements for all of the young brothers and sisters that have been dying on the streets right here in Pittsburgh. All over this country, all over this world. We can't just talk about the injustices of Jena without talking about the violent criminal justice system that this country is putting down on the whole world. You understand what I'm saying? It's all connected. You know, violence anywhere affects peace everywhere.
Yes, sir.
You know, I witnessed, amazingly, we was like organizing a pit the other night, and, you know, I saw some students from a sorority just be incredibly ignorant to students right here at Pitt.
All right.
And I had to wonder to myself, you know, a lot of these people, when they see those women on BET bouncing their butts like that, whether they look at y'all who are in higher education and they see the same person. We're not just a bunch of thugs. We're not just a bunch of crack dealers.
Yes!
You know what I'm saying? We're people too. You know what I'm saying? We have aspirations too. We are very intelligent. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hot ghetto mess that y'all see on BET. So, I just want to say to all the students here that are seeking higher education that we need y'all desperately. The people in the community cannot figure this out for themselves. Do not just get your diploma, don't get your degree, get your doctorate or whatever you get there also. That is important. Don't just take it and make other people rich with it. Please come back and understand that the brothers and sisters in the hood, they're victims too.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
Please understand that we got to stand together, and I would love to do whatever I can to make sure that we get y'all off these campuses more and into the communities that these campuses are. Because it's real people. While we have colored people burying the N word and the B word and the H word, we're burying children in Pittsburgh.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We need to start burning some of these bushes and getting rid of the Newt Gingrich word. That's the N word I want to get rid of.
All right,
so
now.
it's a proud moment for young people. Remember, this whole thing was started by 16 and 17-year-old young people. Every movement that has been worth its salt in America or in the world has been the product of young people standing up. And yes, indeed, we all live in Jena, and we all have our problems. But sometimes we have to sacrifice to come out and support other people. Because if they come for you at night, they're coming for me in the morning. We got to understand and put all our differences aside. This is not really racism, it's just colorism. Because there's only one race, and that's the human race.
Rally's over. Successful, non-violent. Young people come down in Pittsburgh, say that we're not having it anymore. We're going to start using action.